Well, hello and good morning, everybody. And don't worry, I'm gonna zoom you in just a minute. But first, I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I had some people asking some questions and comments that I want to get answered, but I'm also gonna do a demonstration. So, more than likely, we're gonna have two videos today. How about that? We're gonna have one first on, let's see, BLAIN, blind, SCHDLIN. He wants to do advanced playing on the lap steel, and also he wants me to show how to do an advanced setup on, and I'm going to put the paper under my knee, and the main thing is, how do you get your bridge and your saddle all what I call flat up, so you can just put the bar up here and just let it go, and I'm gonna keep it from wobbling. So I do that at the 12th fret. I put my bar down. That's about halfway in your guitar, the 12th fret is. So you can get that bar, and if you got a string, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit to give you an example. Hear that? Now, when I first get a new bridge or saddle or a lap steel, you might have one that goes. And it should, with just the weight of your finger on it, make all them strings, that big E string, the one closest to your body, that's for left-handed or right-handed. It ain't gonna ring out as much, but you hear it, you ain't getting that. Alright, so when you got your finger on it with barely any pressure, now anytime you play it, you don't press down hard, because if you do, you hear that? All I'm doing is pressing down. Right there, I'll go to the middle. See, what that's doing is changing the intonation of your guitar, pushing down on the strings that makes it tighter, therefore it throws your guitar completely out of tune. Now, the way I do this is hold the bar like I've showed you, pinch it, or if you're using a round bar, I've got a few round bars over there. I don't particularly like them. I like the anvil-shaped bars, and I like the Dunlap brand. It's stainless steel, and it don't have sharp corners. I've ordered some off of Amazon. They look good, but when I started using them, I realized the corners were so sharp they cut my fingers. Now, these bars ain't cheap. The Dunlap run you about $25 or $30. But it's a bar that'll last you a lifetime. I've had this one for a long time now, and the face of it is still slick as a piece of glass. So, with that being said, I always rest these two fingers right here on my guitar. I know I've said that 100 times. That way, when you play it, songs don't all flow in the same direction. That's one thing that you need to understand. Some of them are like, just flows in smooth, or alright, flows in smooth. You can just, now what I'm doing is pausing. I'm going to zoom you in a minute, don't worry. Like I said, we're going to do two videos. This video is mainly on setup, but we're going to do an advanced lesson on advanced players today. So I hope that maybe you practiced long enough that you're ready for this. But anyway, another way that a song flows is, with that flow method, I'm muting with them dragging fingers, see? also, I'm keeping them 2 fingers down on the fretboard. Something you need to practice. Alright, so now I'm going to zoom in. After we talked about this, I'm going to zoom in and show you how to get your flatness. Also, I'm going to give you a string recommendation. Now, I'm going to say this again in the video, but I want y'all to know right now. And I'll show you, my Recording King guitar does not have, this is a Rogue that I got at a yard sale, or actually a friend of mine that played pedal steel for us, named Gary Tucker. And I've also got a Tech Tucker out there that's emailed me a lot, and he's having trouble doing chords on his guitar because of his arthritis in his hand. And he said he bought one of them chord buddies and that he can get 4 chords out of it, which I've never seen one except on the internet. And thank God right now, and I'm 70 years old, my fingers still work perfect. Anybody out there with arthritis, let me give you a recommendation. You might laugh at this, but look it up. It's all over the internet, and I'm doing it. And I can feel I was having more pain in my knees because my house sets up kind of high, and I've got to go down 6 steps. Up 6, down 6. And I go in and out of the house several times a day. And if it wasn't for this stuff I'm taking, I probably couldn't do it without pain, walking them steps. But I'll get some honey, just good honey. Your best honey is local honey. Buy it if you can find it local, but get some honey. And some of y'all gonna already know what I'm talking about. And then go to wherever. I got mine at Walmart in the spice rack area. But buy something called Tumac. And then another brand is ginger. And mix that. 1 spoonful of ginger, 1 spoonful of Tumac, half a spoonful of black pepper. They say black pepper boosts the effect of it. I don't know. I like pepper anyway. It makes it a little warmer, but you know, black pepper ain't bad. But anyway, mix that with, I don't measure, but I put enough honey in there, and it makes near about a paste. And add as much honey as you like. The honey will kill the taste of the Tumac and the ginger. I don't know which one tastes worse, but actually, when you take a spoonful of it, let me advise you on that too. Do not, let me say by no circumstance, do not mix that or put you a metal spoon in there. You can look that up. Honey, metal spoon will do something to honey that makes it not as effective. So use a plastic spoon or a wooden spoon. You ever seen the commercial when they dipping honey out with them honey balls, I call them, on a wooden stick that's got the grooves cut in it to catch the honey and then let it pour out? That thing's solid wood, and there's a reason for that, people. Just some knowledge. I'm just trying to help you. But taking that every day will get rid, and I guarantee you, it'll help that arthritis pain go away. I don't know what's in it, and I'm not a doctor, but look it up for yourself and try it. It's natural, so it ain't gonna hurt you unless you're allergic to ginger or turmeric or honey. If you're allergic to either one of them, stay away from it. That'd be my advice. Okay, we're gonna do a zoom in now, but anyway, Tech Tucker, our guitar player name was Gary Tucker. Be funny if y'all kin folks, but he was a steel guitar player, a bass player, and a lead guitar player, and just a wonderful musician. He got killed 3 years ago now, I believe it is, on a motorcycle wreck over. He lives here in Georgia, in Cordele, where I live, out by the lake, but he was over in Birmingham, Alabama, going over a bridge, and I don't know, nobody knows what happened. His boy was in front of him on his motorcycle. He said he looked in the mirror and his dad was just gone. So he stopped, pulled off, stopped, waited till he caught up. Well, he said after 30 minutes he didn't catch up, so he went up the road, turned around and come back looking, and he seen a commotion. He was on a bridge. There was another Interstate 20 and I believe 85 or 80 goes across right there. But anyway, he had run slam off that bridge down into the other bridge and got run over by a truck or something, but it just killed him, and they couldn't even open his casket at his funeral. That's how bad he was. But we are sorry to lose him. And then Mac Harmon, our other lead player that was a Telecaster man, he had a heart attack and died. And now Harold's had a bad car wreck, and they put him in a nursing home. So I don't think Harold will ever be back. You've seen Harold on my show. If you hadn't, looked through it. We do old-timey country and gospel music together. And I'm just talking too much, but I'm going to zoom in and we're going to go through the technical of setting up. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to the Zoom In, everyone. And so, first of all, I'm going to talk about this style guitar. And when I build guitars, I usually buy a bridge like this. This is an adjustable bridge that you can, made for Telecasters or Stratocasters. You can put them on any guitar you're building, electric guitars mainly. But anyway, that right there, that bridge is fully adjustable. So by that, what do I mean? Alright, let's say you get your guitar all in tune. I'm talking about tune, just like this one's tuned in an open E. Okay, we got it tuned now. Listen to this. That's an E, then at the 12th fret, that's another E. Okay, so what you do, put your bar on right there top of your fret now. That's real important. Now, I'm going to apply. I don't want it to sit up here and do that, because it ain't going to, see, it's going to sound like a dead string guitar that's out of whack, but it ain't. Because I'm going to put finger weight pressure only on it. I'm not pushing down. I'm just leaving the bar steady. I usually do it in this position right here, but I don't want the bar doing all that rocking when I'm testing it. So, uh-oh. Okay, so what I'm checking for, see that string, that right there, I could probably raise it up just a hair more. I might do that. I don't have my Allen wrench, but you come back here, you'll see these saddles here's got a screw on each side of the string that takes a small Allen wrench, and you can bring them up and down. All right, now to set your intonation, you would go back here and you would get your tuner out. Let's see where my tuner is. Come here, tuner. All right, try not to make the video too long, but y'all can see my tuner here, and I got my tuner out. I got my bar over the 12th fret. Now, I'm not sure I'm over it. I can't see the tuner, but I can take the tuner and lay it right up here or right over here in my lap. Now it's right here. I can look down and see it. And according to that, I'm flat, see? I'm still flat on the E string. Well, that just means I need to tune my guitar up, and I'm not going to do that right now. But if you was to if your intonation is way off on it, you need to turn that screw in and make the string shorter. It'll make it sharper. Tune it, pull the strings back towards the nut, and it's going to make it flatter. So that's how you set the intonation, which your tuner will tell you immediately as soon as you start tuning it, I promise you. Okay, now Alright, that would be how you'd set up this saddle here. Now, another thing, I'm going to put my bar down just a minute, excuse me. Another thing you do on any of these guitars, you see them screws right there in the side on that big gear? I hear a lot of people complaining about their guitars won't stay in tune good or slip. Tighten them screws up. Don't break them or tighten them tight as you can, because they'll lock the tuners up nearby. But snug them where your tuners is, where they won't move so easy. Tune them where, tune them up. Make sure, shake them. They shouldn't be loose. If they are, you might need new tuners. But first thing to do is go in there to that screw right there. I hope you can see that. Tighten that thing up a bit and it'll tighten your tuners up, I promise you. Okay? If you come up here to the, when I'm cutting a nut right here at the fret, I like to come up here right about the second fret and hold the bar, just then come on down to that. That will tell you if you're flat enough up here, because and have them strings flat as you can get them on both sides. You can even go way up here to tail. That's up there at the top of the bridge. But I like to set it, start with, I like to check it right here on the 12th fret. And remember, you got to apply a little pressure. Let me tell you something. You're applying pressure when you play it. Okay, so I'm going to cut the camera off, get another guitar, zoom in, we're going to talk about it. And next we are also going to talk about strings. Well, hello and welcome back. We got another guitar. This is my Recording King. It's got a P90 pickup in it, which I've got this one tuned in an open D. So it's a lower tuning, D tuning. Okay, so boy, my sinuses is killing me today. Alright, so with this guitar, the problem with the bridges, I gotta put my bar down a minute. Alright, this is a fixed, see that? Just a piece of what I call channel iron that's been chrome plated over. So this is a fixed bridge, no adjustment. The nut is just a plastic nut. No adjustment. Also, the tuners, you can't really get in there and adjust them, but you can. But now what you're going to have to do, they got covers on them. See the covers? See the little tiny screws right there? You don't have to take both of them out, and there's a screw in there on most guitars that you can tighten up the tuners like. I hadn't had to actually tighten this one. They feel good, they don't slip, they don't get out of tune. But now, on this back saddle, this is very important. If you got a fixed saddle, the only way you're going to be able to do any adjustment is with a small, I got a, you can order one off Amazon or something pretty reasonable called a guitar nut file, or you can go ahead and go all the way and do like I did and buy the whole kit that comes with the fret rockers and all that for guitars. You don't use a fret rocker on a lap steel because you don't use the frets as nothing but markers to follow. Okay, so first thing you would do is your guitar tuned up, whatever tuning you like, and put a little bit of pressure on it. Make sure all All mine's satisfactory, cause I'm satisfied with that, so I won't be messing with it. Now, here's another thing. This guitar, when I bought it, came with these strings on it. These strings is not the strings that I'm going to put back on it when I change them. So, when that happens, I'm probably going to have to break out a file. So, if you got to file it, let's say, that one, let's say there's one string in there that's not hitting on you. That one string right. I'm lifting the bar up to give you. That's an example of what you're going to hear. Alright, so that means that you're going to have to file all the rest of the strings down. That's going to require loosening your strings and picking it up, pulling it out of the nut slot. It's time consuming on one of these guitars that's got this fixed bridge. Don't go crazy and file it too much. These strings, especially these up here, them three right there, very tiny. Alright, now, if you're going to file this guitar, do yourself a favor and get you a couple of packs of strings and never ever change brands or size of strings again. Now, me, on all my lap steel guitars, these are extra heavy. If you'll read right up there, it says something about extra heavy drop C tuning. These are guitar strings, but they're also nickel wound, and they're EXL 148s. I get these from a company called Just Strings off the internet. I order a pack of 10 or 12 at a time. I don't just order one, but because I'm afraid one day they're going to quit making them. But it tells you the gauges. And if you can't find them gauges right there, you can also go to Just Strings or String Joy. There's another company. I hadn't tried them yet, but I want to try their strings one time. But this would be the gauges I would order. I would order each string separate. Right here, it goes from a 60 to a 12, so you would call it a 12, I guess. But a lot of 12s won't go down to 60, but these right here, nickel wound, right here, see what it says? That right there, you would, if you have to file this nut to fit them strings, that's the only strings you probably gonna be able to use unless you can find that exact gauge. So, anyway, that would be one thing important to remember. Now, as far as cleaning and care, I use regular old guitar polish on here, D'Addario, different brands. It don't really matter what brand it is. Also, right up here, the nut, I'm going to give y'all a little tip whenever I'm cleaning my guitar. After I put a little bit of drop, you can use either 3-in-1 oil or something like that, one little drop over the nut, or here's another thing, get you a pencil and scrape off and put some graphite or pencil lead in there, just so it can slide easy, because sometimes I've had a guitar when you're tuning it, by being tuned, all of a sudden the string was hung and boom, it jumps over, and all of a sudden now it's tuned down or something. You know, you done went too far with it and it jumps a mile. Then you have to back it off. That has happened. Now when I'm tuning, been noticing usually on your third string, which being this is tuned in a D, that'd be a F sharp now. But I've been noticing on all my guitars that sometimes I'd tune it up and I'd tune it a little bit past and then take my finger and mash it down like that, bounce on it with your hand a little bit, just like that. just up and down, and then it goes back in tune and it'll stay there. All guitars are gonna have a different sound. I've got another one in there called I forgot what it's called. Tone King or King Tone or something like that. Anyway, it's a beautiful guitar. It's even got binding around it. Another thing I did to this guitar, see them two holes in it? Right there's one and there's one right there. It had a steel cover that went over it, and I took it off. It's in the drawer in there somewhere. I don't like it because I like to mute with my palm. See that? Drop T for do New Orleans and Mississippi blues and all on it. But anyway, I hope that this gives y'all an understanding of setup. If y'all want to watch a little bit more of me actually doing it, go on and start scrolling through my, I believe I got right at 900 videos, and I know that's a lot, because I do one twice a week. Now I'm going to do one today twice, because I'm doing this, and then we're going to have an advanced lesson on learning to play. And I hope y'all can get a grip on that. But you can scroll through videos, and it takes time, but it's worth it, because if you hit on the word that says video right up there somewhere, top of your page, you'll see it in the YouTube thing, video. So hit on that, go looking down through my videos. I've got one actually showing me filing a nut, making a nut from scratch, and making a bridge from scratch. So there you go. This guitar here, the unique thing about it is, if you can see right here, the strings go through the body. Now I kind of like that. That's way they ain't gonna jump out of no saddle or nothing. And I build a lot of them like that. Even if I got an adjustable bridge on it, some of them I'll put a back end load deal on it. So anyway, I hope that gives y'all an understanding about setup as far as cleaning. Like I said, I use regular guitar polish. I got a little paintbrush in here that's about wide as the neck, and this one for polyurethane. I use it for a duster. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 of them. I dust off I try to keep my recording equipment and all that covered so dirt and all won't get in them. But anyway, y'all have a great week, and watch the next video. It's going to be on actual playing. I'm going to get my teaching guitar back up. It's got the frets numbered, and we'll go over some advanced techniques on picking and trick you out with some voicing. So y'all stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I thank you. And if I missed something, please put it in the comment. We'll cover it in the next video. Y'all be good today.